Hi. Okay, I want to talk very briefly, or very quickly anyways, about blurry lines and slippery slopes and streaks. So streaks meaning counting our days and having a nice long string of X's, meaning we had bright days, meaning we stayed in our bright, we kept our lines bright. So no sugar, no flour, 3 meals a day, and weighing and measuring everything, and then all the other things that we have in place. But those 4 things to me is what constitutes an X on my calendar. And I love Celebrate Recovery. I go when I can. The journey has begun many times for me. And yesterday I earned my 30-day chip. I've earned this bad boy a few times now, right? I've had many day ones, but I will tell you, I've had, there's no such thing as square ones. There might be more day ones, but they're not square one, because I am not back to square one. My name is Emily. I'm addicted to, let me start over. My name is Emily. I'm a faithful follower of Christ, and I'm addicted to sugar, flour, and binging. And it took me about 10 years to lose 10 pounds, and about 1 year to lose the other 90. I've lost nearly 100 pounds, but about 90 since I've been doing Bright Line Eating for 14 months or so. So anyways, I've had this journey begins, and I've worked hard to earn this little guy. I earned many chips that first year, but then I realized, oh, I'm not really following the program. So I was kind of doing it my own version, and I was not experiencing the freedom that I wanted to, blah, blah, blah. So I started over. I made it to, before December 11th, I made it to 57 days, and then December 11th was a doozy. And then watch my Connecting Dots video about that. But from December 12th on, I worked hard to earn this. And then today I lost it. So that's what I want to talk about very quickly. I lost my streak, but I'm going to lay this head on this pillow tonight with no sugar and flour in my system, which is a major victory for me, to lose my streak and then not lose it, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't get my X today. Dairy Queen, how late are you open? Okay, no, I'm not touching sugar and flour. I lost my streak on a quantities issue that I should have seen coming. And maybe I will from now on, which is why I like to make these videos, for me to process all this. I like to process things. I like to keep it positive. I love behavior modification. Love it. I just love it. Especially I like modifying my own behavior. So I made it to day 30 yesterday. And then today I lost my streak. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to take my streak away, but I called a good friend of mine and said, I don't know, what do you think? And she's like, well, let me hear, what happened? And I said, well, it all started, and that is the truth. It all started. This break in my line today started months ago. And if you know me at all, you know that Mexican food is my kryptonite, Achilles heel. Do both of those apply? I don't know. It's my thing. Maybe that's not good. I love me some Mexican food. I love it. I'll stop. Okay, so I have issues. Okay, let me explain what started happening months ago. I would go to a Mexican restaurant and I would say, may I have some grilled chicken, some fajita vegetables, and some guacamole? And they would say, oh, you want fajitas? And I would say, no, no, no. I want grilled chicken, fajita vegetables, and some guacamole. And I would eyeball it. Yes, Susan Pierce Thompson gives us permission, even though she said there's no Bright Line Eating Police. Look, I am making this video in a busy intersection, and it's borderline embarrassing. But look, Walgreens, I had another video, my wave of crave outside of Walmart, so I'm gonna hit all these pharmacies. Okay. No, I don't want fajitas. I want these 3 things. And they wore me down. eventually I was like, just give me the fajitas, okay? But in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm gonna pay for all this anyways. I might as well get all those things and then take the tortillas home and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I guess it was kind of a money thing in my mind that I was like, if I'm paying for all of it, I'll get all of it. And then I thought, okay, I'll get it all, and then I'll just eat the, I want you to see the progression. I'll get all that, and then I'll just eat the chicken, the veggies, and the guacamole. Then after a while, a couple weeks of that, I talked to my husband. I was like, how about, he was doing this with me, how about if we eat kind of like everything, but the rice, the chips, and the tortillas? I was like, give me, okay, this guy's parking over here. I was like, give me the refried beans. Give them to me. They're my favorite. With tons of salt on them. Aren't they good? My husband hates them. He thinks they taste like dirt. And I'm like, they kind of do. And I like dirt with salt on it. So that worked for a while. But you know, they give you that rice and then your sour cream sticks to it. Which, by the way, so that's like guacamole and sour cream. That's 2 fats. That's chicken and refried bean. That's 2 proteins. I mean, this is a slippery slope. Aren't we fortunate to be talking about this? I mean, I am aware that I'm not making videos about a terminal illness or, I mean, really, these are good problems to have. So, everything gets stuck in that rice. It's hard to extract the refried beans out. Just give me all my beans. Shoo, you little rice. And today, I was amped up about a couple things. My appetite was like through the roof. And I was like, I want this rice too. And these chips made out of corn. Vegetables, right? So I took those nasty little tortillas and I said, you get out of here. You're clearly made out of flour. But the rest of this, it's going in my pie hole. And it did. And it was sad because a while later, my daughter said, can I have some of those chips? And I was like, nope. I thought you said, I thought you said you didn't want any. And she said, no, I said I did. She's 6. No, I said I did want some. Oops. I believe my addiction has selective hearing. Maybe I couldn't hear over all the crunching. I'm delirious. I'm so tired. I've not even been home yet today. And I still have basketball practice. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do it. But I better talk quick. Anyways, my addiction was like, you have lost so much weight. You are almost to your goal weight. Susan Pierce Thompson says you're supposed to add some food back in. Oh, I gotta deny a call real quick. Okay, nowhere in no vlog does she say overdo it at Mexican restaurants when you're getting close to your goal. Susan, make a vlog and say that, please, would you? Would you just say twice a week, lose it at a Mexican restaurant when you're getting close to your goal? I'm kidding. Don't say that, or I'll make it 4 times a week. Hence my addiction. I always want more. My addiction is somewhat greedy. Okay, slippery slope. That's my point. And you know what are the most dangerous slopes? Okay, a slope like this, it's like almost vertical. You're like, whoa, that looks dangerous. I'm not going near there. But one that's like this, you're like, I could totally walk across that, and then you end up on your rear end. You're a little overconfident, right? The slipperiest slopes are the ones that you walk on. The real slippery ones, you know better, right? Where you're like, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. No, sir. Get that cake away from me. Get those cookies away from me. But sure, I'll have the fajitas with the rice, and then gobble it all up. I am proud to say, though, somewhere in this vehicle, in the midst of all these wrappers, and there's Mexican food wrapper. See, Mexican food. That was my daughter's lunch. But somewhere in this vehicle is tortillas. I didn't eat the tortillas because, you know, I wanted that X. So anyways, very slippery slope. Just keep in mind, Susan Pierce Thompson says, can you add it back in? Well, that's up to you. Can you have 2 tablespoons of this here or that there? Is it 4 things? Is it healthy? Does it pass these tests? Is it healthy? Is it escalating? Do you have peace around it? And is it weight gaining? Okay. I'm pretty sure the way I interact with Mexican food would be weight gaining if I did that. Well, I'm sure it is. But you might kid yourself into thinking it passes those tests. And then you find out, like I did several weeks later or months later, no, it doesn't, because it's a slippery slope right into the rice and chips. And anyways, so I thought, okay, if I don't give myself my X, then I might lose my mind and binge. I better give myself my X. And then I thought, no, because you know what? No matter what, at the end of the day, I want to lay my head on my pillow with integrity. And I don't want an X that I did not earn. And I'm earning these for bright days, and that was blurry. So I feel fabulous about not earning my X. In fact, here. Okay. I'm so glad this guy is not still in his truck. Oh, who cares? Nobody's watching me. Okay. I feel really great about this right here. Okay, so my point is, I am not doing this for X's. I am doing this for behavior modification. And this is a win. This is a huge win for behavior modification. You know, I've told people before, we got to make sure that the tools don't become the goals. Ooh, that was a good one. You mean repeat it? We got to make sure that the tools don't become the goals. I got to make sure that I'm not so focused on what the scale's telling me, which is a tool just to measure success. Look, we all know we don't have to have the scale to know if we're losing weight or not. That's a tool. These X's are a tool. It's a tool in my toolkit. It's a tool in my toolbox to use these little X's as motivators and visuals to get where I'm trying to go, which is healthier, right? And obedient to God, because I do believe He prescribed this to me. The X's are not the goal. So I don't need to go to bed tonight like, well, now I don't have any X's and that's my goal. That's not my goal. My goal is behavior modification. And you're looking at it. That's what this is. The beauty is that last time I lost my streak, I ingested enough sugar and flour. I was going to say to like tranquilize kill an elephant. I don't know. I'll tell you exactly how much I ingested. Enough sugar and flour to make a 5'7". I don't necessarily want to say how much I weigh, but whatever. Woman experience a migraine and depression and anxiety. I got so much sugar and flour in my system before the clock struck midnight, because you know you gotta, like, at midnight at 12:01 you gotta get back to, you know, new day, right? And what a mess I made. So no, I'm not doing that today. Hallelujah. I ate tortilla chips, which I should not have because I did not realize. I knew they were made out of corn, but they're made out of corn flour. Boo. I knew that too, because I've been doing this for so long, and don't you know I've Googled tortilla chips 100 times trying to squeak them into my plan. Okay, I knew better. I just had a moment of selective, I don't know what, amnesia. Okay, so rice, some tortilla chips, done. I'm still gonna have my big old salad tonight, and trust me, my belly, oh, I've got so much food in my belly, but I'm still gonna have that salad tonight. Why? Because I have issues. Okay, and really because I'm not gonna punish myself, and I'm not gonna get the pendulum swinging, where it's like, I ate too much, I ate too little. No, I'm just back on track. I'm just gonna have my salad. I will enjoy it tonight. Trust me, I got all these kids. I'll put them to bed and sit down to a nice salad. Also, look at this. Got this at the dollar store for $1. Psalms. Beautiful, beautiful calendar with scripture, which just fills me with peace. And you know what I'm going to do? Starting tomorrow, I'm going to put X's on this beauty. And this is going to be my own personal calendar. I've got like a family calendar. This is going to be my own personal calendar to put X's on. So, I'm starting my streak over. But how awesome. I'm not back at square one. And how awesome that I tripped and I fell, but I didn't break any bones this time. My tripping and falling it's honing in. I'm getting refined. When I'm sensitizing myself. So when I step off of my plan or out of my program, I don't have to step real far to feel it and not like it and not feel good about, not feel like I have integrity with my program, and I want integrity. If I have X's, I want to have earned those. I would rather have, let me put it this way, I'd rather have 17 solid X's, right? Of like bright, let them represent a bright day, than 700 X's that I know deep down are like blurry. Because who am I kidding, right? I want to change my behavior, and I need help doing it, but I've also got to hold myself accountable. So, anyways, you know what? I'll take 100 more day ones if it means that I'm like going down a path and then I oops and get back on. New day one, new day one, new day one. Because each one of those new day ones, I'm just honing it in, right? Like, I've heard that the path out of addiction keeps getting narrower and narrower. And that's because we keep getting increasingly sensitive to things. We're sensitive to the way that stuff we ingest into our minds or into our bodies, the way it makes us feel. Blech. And that Mexican food was pretty darn good. Even though it totally had a lab moment. You can watch my video on I Believe I'm a Labrador, you might be too. I need portion control because I'm like a lab that like found a 50, you know, like you leave your dog food outside and like the lab found it and ate, you know, it's like, sweet, a 50-pound bag of dog food. That's totally me. I'm like, sweet, I got all this food, I'm going to eat it all, like regardless of how much they gave me. So it was super yummy, but even after a while I was like, maybe it's too much. But again, I'm a lab. I'm like, I'm not stopping. This is delicious. Gulp, gulp. Okay. So I'm a lab. You might be too. And if you are, portion control. We want the right amount of the good stuff. And, I mean, good, like healthy, good, food that has just some vitality. Is that the word? Okay. I think that's about it. I just wanted to share that my lines got blurry today, and I want to have a no tolerance policy for blurred lines, which reminds me of that song. And then I don't think things ended well. Okay, this is none of my business, but I'm pretty sure the guy that sang that song, I don't want to name names, but shortly thereafter, I heard he got divorced. I don't know. Blurry lines are a problem, okay? That's none of my business. I don't want to go there. But hear me when I say we need to keep it bright. Thank you, Susan Pierce Thompson. You are your own genius, and thank you for sharing your genius with us. We want to keep things bright, not blurry. Blurry is a big problem. I don't want to have X's representing my blurry days. And I want us to all recognize that slippery slopes, just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout, especially for ones that don't even have that much of a slope. You know, it might be much more gradual, but it's still headed in the wrong direction. And if you'll sort of stop and think about it, or at least be really honest with yourself, I think we can start to detect that better and quicker and sooner. Better, quicker, sooner, which will keep us headed in the right direction. So that's it. I love you guys. Have a great night. Mwah. P.S. I recorded that silly video in that Walgreens parking lot. Then I ran over to Walmart to pick up my groceries. And I accidentally deleted that video and was so disappointed. I thought it was gone forever. And then I decided that I would try and recover it. And I broke my YouTube fast to watch YouTube videos on how to recover deleted videos. Oh, today has just been imperfect, like every day. Anyways, I found it. Hallelujah. I'm really glad about that. I can quit obsessing over it. I can help these puppies get to bed and my kids get to bed and on and on and on. But I want to share with you that after I accidentally deleted that, I was sitting in the car with a pizza. Now, I have made a pact to not eat sugar and flour alone. But I knew those files were deleted, and I thought, you know what? I gave the kids some pizza. I ate some pizza. Okay? I ate pizza. I'm not eating sugar. I'm putting myself to bed. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Hallelujah. I'm starting my streak over. And I am sharing all of this with you. Again, blurry lines and slippery slopes. But we're making progress. We're making progress. And I hope, if anything, I can be an example of someone who embraces imperfection and still strives to move forward. And I'm aiming to get this life of mine bright. So, and it is. It's quite bright. So, on that note, I'm going to end this. I'm going to wrap this up. And look forward to tomorrow morning. Hopefully, we'll all be given the gift of another day. Good night, you guys. I love you. Bye. Okay, so P.P.S. This is my final thought here. The kids are in bed, the puppies are in bed, the house is quiet, and I just reflected over today, over the Mexican food in the middle of the day, and then the pizza this afternoon, and I am realizing that I really believe that part of what happened today was me turning to food for comfort. And if I'm honest, it has been fairly uncomfortable this past weekend with sports getting going again, and being around people that I have not seen in a long time. And I had at least 3 people use the word unrecognizable, talking to me or about me, to people that we were standing around. And I kind of laughed that off, but that's a strange thing, and I cannot fathom what it must be like for someone who was burned in a fire and is truly unrecognizable. What that would take mentally to truly distinguish the difference between who we are and our bodies. And like I've said so many times before, we are not our bodies. And that is true whether we don't like what we see in the mirror or we do like what we see in the mirror. And I got my hair done today, and the girl turned me around in the chair, and what I saw in the mirror was actually, very specifically, I saw a woman that is a mom that I often see at my kids' school. I didn't really see myself looking in the mirror. I just looked in the mirror and saw I just thought I looked like someone else. That's a strange thing. I've always had bangs. I've grown my bangs out. I've lost almost 100 pounds. My hair is really, really long now. Anyways, I liked what I saw in the mirror. I was excited. I was like, yay, I love my hair. And I was kind of going crazy about it. But throughout the day, as I caught glimpses and I just didn't recognize myself, I'm going to be very honest with you, it's been uncomfortable for me to have 3 people, one person at the basketball game, actually there's a group of people all talking about it. And I was like joking, saying, it's me. And I sort of wanted to talk so they could hear my voice and the inflection of my voice, and we could all kind of catch up and like get over it. You know, I just wanted to like quickly, I was very uncomfortable with them not recognizing me. Then the girl at the hair salon, and then a girl at the dollar store said, I saw your kids and I knew those were your kids and you are unrecognizable. And then at the Mexican restaurant, I ran into a very close friend of my husband's. I mean, very close friend that we've always been friends with. And I said hi to him and he said hi back, and I could tell he didn't know who I was. And I've enjoyed this time to transform, this period of time where things have been shut down and we haven't been around each other. But I'm just sharing with you. I'm being honest. It's been uncomfortable to have people react so strongly to the physical changes that they see. I've certainly changed on the inside, and that's a reflection. My outside reflects it. But I'm me. I'm in here, and so people that I'm very, very close with are treating me differently, or even not speaking to me because they don't know that it's me. And so, I'm just being honest. I believe I turned to food today to just. I felt like a helium balloon, and I was just flying away, and it was scary. And my husband's out of town right now, and I think I wanted food. I wanted to stuff myself and like bring that balloon back down. But I used to tell women, if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, quit looking in the mirror and go do something nice for someone. And how strange that the same thing is true. If you look in the mirror and you do like what you see, quit looking in the mirror and go do something nice for someone. So a dear friend of mine read Proverbs 31 to me. And I'm going to read that now. Proverbs 31, 10 through 31, the virtuous wife. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, so he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and willingly works with her hands. She's like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She also rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and a portion for her maidservants. She considers a field and buys it. From her profits she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good, and her lamp does not go out by night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and her hand holds the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy. She's not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household is clothed with scarlet. She makes tapestry for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When he sits among the elders of the land, she makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies sashes for the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. She watches over the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is passing. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise in her gates. Praise her in the gates. So, I'm not going to turn to food to comfort me. And I'm going to make my way through the discomfort of the rest of the world reacting to my physical changes. I'm going to keep my eyes fixed on Jesus, keep my hands busy at work, aim to be a Proverbs 31 woman, and just appreciate the fact that we are not our bodies, we are in them, and they are ever changing. So I'll be grateful for the excellent shape that mine is in. I'm so fortunate to be as healthy as I am, and I'm just going to look forward to continuing this journey with you guys. I love you all dearly, and just know that there's so many, there's just so many different aspects to this. Certainly physical, mental, emotional. It's an interesting thing, and when we turn to the drug that we're addicted to, it's uncomfortable, but healthy and wise to reflect on why we did it. And I think that's partly why. I think I was pretty uncomfortable today. Just hearing over and over and over that people don't recognize me. And then for me to look in the mirror and not exactly recognize myself, that was uncomfortable. But that's okay. I'm going to keep moving forward, and people get used to me. I'll get used to myself, and forward is the direction I'm heading, because I'm definitely not going back. All right, I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Oh my gosh, I feel 1,000 times better. I'm not kidding. To wash off all that makeup and wash out all that product out of my hair. Okay. You know how when you leave from getting your haircut and you don't like it? I mean, you like the haircut, you like the color, but just the way they style it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you. And then you get in your car and you just put it back to normal. I didn't do that today because I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, wow, I really like that. Even though, like I said earlier, I didn't look in the mirror and see me, but I was like, I'm going to try this on today. And anyways, I went the whole day feeling like someone else, didn't like it. It was very uncomfortable. And I feel 1,000 times better back in my hoodie with my bun, glasses, and some chapstick. And the more I think about it, the more I just love Proverbs 31. I know that Lisa TerKeurst has she's the one with the book Made to Crave, and she has a whole ministry, a Proverbs 31 ministry. And it's just really, it's really neat to read about the Proverbs 31 woman and how it is so, it's not so much more, it's all about what she does and not about how she looks. In fact, there is one little verse about how she looks, and it says that charm is deceitful and beauty is passing. And that's what that felt like today. I almost felt like I was being a character. Okay, now here's what it all comes down to. It comes down to the part in the middle. I love it. That looks so good on so many people, and then it just flows on both sides. It's just not me. It's not it's not me. Like, all this hair drives me crazy, so I put it back. That's why I have really long hair. I like to just be able to get it back. And my preacher, he is a year younger than me. He's really funny. He came in to get his hair cut after me, and he saw me, and I was like freaking out, looking in the mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, I look so different. And he said, like, you know, he's like trying to figure out what is so different? I was like, because he's a guy, he's a dude. He didn't pick up right away. I was like, man, I used to have bangs and now I don't. And he said, oh yeah. And I said, look how it's parted down the middle. And he was like, yeah, isn't that a butt cut? And it was. He's right. So, anyways, I tried to do it all day long, and it just, look, I think super short, super curly red hair is cute. That's just not me. So, thanks for sticking around. I thought this was going to be about, and it was, blurry lines and slippery slopes, but it's also been a day of me processing how I want to represent me and Christ, and how I want to be in the world, and I want to be me. And as much fun as it was to try on something else today, that's what it felt like. It felt like a costume. It felt deceitful. It felt like charm that just, I mean, people are already having a hard time recognizing me. I should at least still wear hoodies and buns in my hair. Anyways, the butt cut was not a fit, and it caused me all kinds of emotional turmoil. So thanks for sticking around. Like I say on my YouTube channel, life is a process. Let's process it together. And this is part of the process. So let me go before you, or you go before me, or we will go hand in hand. But we will make our way, and we will continue getting X's on our calendars. Where is mine? I'm gonna find it. And I know where it is. Okay, we're gonna keep getting X's on our calendars. And we're going to feel awesome about moving forward, keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus. Hebrews 12:2. Okay, so here's my little calendar. I'm going to hang it up, and I'm going to be ready for tomorrow. I know of people that have lost all their weight and then got very uncomfortable with the tension that they got, or very uncomfortable with the way they look, and they gained it back. And I can see how that would be a real threat. The temptation to just wiggle out of the discomfort and wiggle right back into a comfort zone that as uncomfortable or miserable as it was, it's familiar territory. So we are often comfortable in the discomfort, or the discomfort that we're familiar with. So if you are uncomfortable overweight, and then you're uncomfortable, after having lost the weight, you might just want to sneak back to where you were. But my goodness, let's don't do that. Let's make our way through, not around. Let's go through all this discomfort and be better for it. All right, that's it. I'm gonna attach a picture of me at the end here with my super fancy butt cut, and you'll probably never see that again. All right, bye, love you.